Welcome to the Agents of the Unexplained podcast. From a haunted abandoned asylum to Sasquatch lurking in the dark woods and watching you, and all things unexplained, here are the stories from outside our realm. With your host, Bill Rigby.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Tonight, we're going to have a very phenomenal guest. I'm excited about this one, too. Barry Webster from Rez Squatching Research out in Nebraska. Yes, he's a corn husker, so you got to understand, he's corn-fed, so he knows how to get out there and do this. I see him in the green room laughing at me. But before I do that, I got to make a short announcement for you guys. Tonight is the last night. You got till 11:59 to get your pre-sale tickets for the Wrong one, Bill. It's jumping around on me. You got till 11:59. Go to creativeminds.com. Wait a minute. Go to my page and go to it. It's Creative Minds at, I can't remember, but do it. You got till 11:59 tonight. So, with that being said, now, the thing is, we got the man right there, Mr. Barry Webster. How you doing, sir?
All right, I'm good.
Now, Barry, you and me have been talking a little bit on and off here for just a little bit. But I'm going to have to say you've been bragged about a lot on your type of research and how you've been researching. And Renee Gayhart says, hello, my brother, Barry Webster.
Hey, Renee.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
But the thing is that you do some great researching. Now, give some of the people that don't know you the rundown on your area.
On our area?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're located in northeast Nebraska. That's by Iowa and South Dakota. I'm a proud member of the Omaha tribe of Nebraska. My other tribe would be the Ho-Chunk Nation out of Winnebago, Nebraska. So that's on my mom's side. My dad is Omaha. I belong to the Latadal clan. We live in what I would call, we live in kind of a hilly, bluff kind of area. There's a little bit of some timber. Got a nice, especially on our homelands. I don't like the word res, even though that's our name. So we live on a pretty good acreage. You know, I forget how much acreage we have, but we're in Iowa. We also own a little bit of land in Iowa on the Iowa side. So nice little, I like it. It's, we're in the Midwest, so we get the same. We get the tornadoes, we get cold winters, we get a little bit of everything. But more importantly, it's just ideal Squatch land. I mean, when you think of Nebraska, you got to put all those stereotypes, out of your mind, because the Squatches they're very active.
Yes. Well, that's the problem. People do get that stereotype for every area. Arizona, deserts, they have Squatches down there. Yeah. So, get the stereotype out of your head. Exactly. I agree with you 110%, Barry. Yeah. And it sounds like your area is very beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're right by the Missouri River, right
Yeah.
next to it. So it's beautiful.
Oh wow, that'd be great. Um, Tim Gayhart says hi.
Hey Tim.
Sparky says hi. Josh Ensley says hi.
Hello,
Who else?
everybody.
There's several of them. I keep scrolling back. Hi, everybody. But yeah. Now, do you have one certain area that you particularly research, or do you got a wide area?
Oh, I would say there's a couple areas, that I like, but for the most part, it can vary across the homeland. So I would say it's wide.
Okay. And I'm going to do this early. I'm going to bring up this picture. Let's see. I'll let you explain this one.
Uh-oh. Man, that one brings back a lot of memories.
Yep. I'm glad it does. It's good memories, though, I hope.
Oh yeah, I think so. That one there is a if you know and you followed us for, you would know that this one here is Ishage, which means old man in our language. And those of you that are new and just now seeing this, the little light off to his left, I guess the way I see this image, you'd see like a little star light to the left of him. That there is a juvenile that was coming up.
Now, I'll explain it a little different.
Okay.
That left, that's the arm swinging.
Yeah. So what you're seeing is him turning around after one of our team members said, "You're my dad's helper." And interesting enough, when my niece said that, as he was walking away, she said, "You're my dad's helper." And it was almost like he swung around and said, like that, "I'm nobody's helper."
Yeah.
So what you're seeing is his upper torso twist and turn and look at us.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And again, I can't explain why things go blurry, when you take pictures of them, but that's exactly what happens. I just think it's the electricity, that comes off them.
That could be. It could be the vibration they're putting off.
Yeah.
I've been in that discussion several times, Barry, and yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
Yeah.
But now, not all pictures are blurry.
Yeah.
My friend Jay Fouch from Conshohocken, Ohio, he puts up a lot of pictures he's taken at 300, 400, 500 yards, and they are kind of blurry. But he has shown me in person these pictures. They weren't blurry. So then that Mayaka skunk ape, that one picture I showed you, that wasn't really blurry. Just a little out of focus, but not blurry like that one there and a thousand of other ones we've seen.
Yeah.
So my buddy Ryan Trembley's out there. Now, he said just in time to troll Bill. Yeah, that's my buddy. But just in time to troll me. He, very knowledgeable young man. I do like him. But the thing is that some of these pictures. Grab that one of yours you showed me.
The face?
Yes.
Yeah, these here are kind of old, but I thought I'd share them just because they were easy to access.
No.
Where we at? Oh yeah, there we go.
There's the face in there. It's laying down. Watch him. It's a juvenile.
Can you point at it, Bill? My hands are
I put my pointer on it, but I don't think the people can see it. But he's laying right there, right where Barry. That's his face, right there where Barry's pointing. I know there's a lot of glare there, but
that's where he's at, right there.
Yep, and I got to see that picture earlier. And I says, he's laying there watching you. He goes, yes. I noticed right away. Tommy Cooper goes, oh, nice. And yeah, that is a good picture. And tell us what happened there, what led up to the picture and everything, Barry.
Well, what happened is we just got to this area, and it was no more than 5 minutes. I actually saw him standing facing east, and he must have been at least 5 feet. And he froze. So I caught him, and then I asked one of my team members to come over and just start taking pictures in that area. And just lo and behold, as soon as my friend walked about 10 yards to me to start taking the pictures, he was already in this state. So we didn't get him standing. We caught his face as he was trying to hide and cover himself up.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit, but it's too much glare for me.
Yeah.
But if you were here with me, you could see his face clearly. His mouth's open, his nose, and his two eyes.
And Tommy Cooper just asked, do you do any other squatching besides where you live at?
Yeah, I do. I do once in a while. I went to Montana. I did a little bit in South Dakota. I've been invited to, different areas, but, with my work and stuff, it's kind of hard for me to get away. So, I mean, I'll be honest, the homeland, this is ideal. I mean, I'm sure everybody's got it good, but for me, why would I go anywhere else when I got it like that? That may sound a little cocky, but that's the truth,
Yeah. No, it don't sound cocky. Tommy Cooper got a good area where he's at.
Yeah.
And that ain't no lie. And he does. I got a nice area where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm fond of it. And I'm fond of it, like you're fond of your area too. The thing is, I do go to other areas so I can learn what's happening in those areas.
Yeah.
Like I want to come out there. I really do.
Yeah.
And
I don't, those people that, and again, I don't, and I'm not saying we are, but I don't have pissing matches with people. I firmly, for me, I just tell it like it is, and I think we don't have enough campfire storytelling enough to hear, I could talk all night about stories,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily. And Tommy actually says he loves your live casts too. That you do.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan's on a roll. I don't know if I should repeat this, but I'm going to. Ryan says he's convinced one day that Bigfoot's going to steal his bacon, his camera, and possibly his wallet, and just look at me and go. No one's going to believe you anyhow. Okay, Ryan, joke time's over. Renee even said she can't wait to come out and squatch with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We Renee, I apologize. We're just kind of, I'm in a busy time right now, and we'll get to it.
Yep. Today's her husband's birthday.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. They are real good friends of mine.
Yeah,
We met a few years ago and became good friends.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yep. They are. And I got a lot of love and respect for them. And now, within your area, you already told me, but tell the people out there how many you think are in that area.
Well, again, there's at any given night, because it's our homeland, I have access to that. Our
Right.
team does. And
1 second. Someone just said something. I got to tell you.
Okay.
She goes, "Hi, guys. I'm at work, so I can't stay." Debbie.
Oh, yeah. Hi,
Yeah. But yeah, if I didn't tell you she said that, I'd be in the doghouse again.
Yeah.
But anyhow, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that I guess to our advantage, we have a lot of area, that we can cover in one
Right.
night if we wanted to. And so that's a blessing in itself. And your question is how many in the area?
Yeah.
Yeah. One time we estimated that there's probably 30 plus that we know of a family of 4 or more. So, that's quite a bit, and we could be missing some too. So
Exactly. And I told you about that one little area I researched it, and it's nowhere close to that. But you got a wider area,
yeah,
too. So you got several family pods going on there.
Yeah.
Do you think they migrate around or stay in like a general vicinity?
Well, here's what our research, has taught us that I think they stay in a general area. In fact, they stay in cave systems that you and I just wouldn't have no idea. I mean, they've been around here a lot longer than us. I think we'd all agree with that. And they stay, it seems like every time, like our live cast, as Tommy Cooper was talking about, there's there has to be a cave system back there. But
Right.
who wants to bother him to that point? We as natives, we respect them,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so we don't, they're trying to survive just like us. Now I know that sounds cliche, and everywhere podcast you go to, everybody's saying that, but I can remember 14, 15 years ago, Rez Squatching was saying that, first.
Right.
So anyway, we won't go there, but
it's fact.
Yeah.
That's all. It's fact.
yeah.
That's the thing, and we actually on the same wavelength about the respect, of them. You got to
Yeah.
show them respect, and because we're traveling in their home, the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And you got to respect their home. Tommy did say this. Do you have more tracks or sounds or structures? What is the most common evidence that you have there?
Um, you know, speaking of tracks, you know, we they're so common that we used to walk over them and say, "We'll get that later." You know, uh,
Oh,
we did some filming, couple of documentaries, and we had Outcast Paranormal there, and they saw one track, and these guys went haywire over it. And we kind of said, well, you know,
oh, bye.
yeah. So I mean, I hope again, I'm not trying to come off in a cocky kind of way, but as my good brother Terry Pedraza would say, we got it like that, brother.
Yeah.
We just got it like that, you know?
And I can believe that. Yeah, I know you're not trying to be cocky, but like you said, you actually just step over them anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's like, uh, and
If my brothers are watching, I got to do this, Bill. You ready?
yes,
I've been doing it while we were talking too, right? So you know what I'm gonna do?
yep.
Yeah. So they at one time they said my arms are skinny, but anyway.
He's embarrassing me. But yeah, but do you think Sasquatch is related to the giants?
Depending on what giants you're talking about.
Yeah, Tommy, what giants? And Ryan goes, seems like Barry might have some spiritual views on the Sasquatch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes,
Let's
I
hear
do.
it. Let's hear it.
Well,
That's something I like to hear.
you know, Bill, here in the business world, they'd probably call it my USP or my unique or my competitive advantage. And I have to tell you, Bill, that our team and we knocked it out of the park. My grandma one time, and she hit the nail on the head, so to speak. She said she stopped me one time, and I tell this story over and over. It never changes with me. She said, "Grandson, are you chasing Bigfoot, Sitonga?" And I knew that might have been my scolding, you know, from an elder in the community.
Yeah.
So I turned around, faced the music, and she said, "Grandson," she said, you know, and I had to fess up. I said, "Yeah, we're out there, and we're how did I word it? I said, you know, we're not chasing them." And then she unlocked the door for us. You know, she opened the door for us. She said, "Grandson," she said, "when you're out there," she said, "I'm not mad at you." She said, "I just want to tell you," she said, my grandma and grandpa, they used to tell us that when you're out there, pray with them and respect them and be humble when you're out there. Those three values that she told me are now our pillars on who we are and our approach. We call
Yes.
that we call that
Yes.
we call that the native or Umaha approach, because that comes from our ancestors. So all we did is, and I developed that. I put that into three pillars to what we believe in. That's who we are, and so that's what we do. And
Okay, let me say something on this real quick.
Okay.
I follow those steps when I'm out there.
There you go.
I really do. And that hit me in the feels right there. Hear that your grandmother was saying that to you and came from her grandparents. That is awesome because I actually do that.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, and if I go in by myself, I always let them know I'm coming in. what I'm planning on doing. And Brian says that's some beautiful wisdom, and it is. It is.
Thank you.
Let them know I'm just coming in peace. I'm here to watch you, and you can watch me. We're not doing no harm.
Yeah. Let me. Yeah, Bill. Again, I'm flattered. I'm always flattered when I get that kind of response. And let me say this, that I forgot what I was going to say now. Uh-oh.
I do that a lot.
No, it'll come to me. But Bill, I have to tell you that if we did some analytics, how many Bigfoot groups are started a week, on Facebook,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Now I don't have those figures, but I see a lot, and so I would say this, Bill, that we're not, and take it how you want, but we're not just another Bigfoot group.
No.
And someday you'll know why, Bill, and I mean that. I personally have had some face-to-face encounters.
Yeah.
Where he was communicating with me, and I don't mean that in a bragging kind of way, Bill. And like I said, I don't.
Are you talking like mind speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
There's a story, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of time. Our next documentary, hopefully we'll get to some of that,
Right.
in our next documentary. So
yes.
And again, I have to tell it like it is, Bill. Anybody out there that squats with me knows what I'm talking about. I mean, if you joined our page, Bill, you'll see a lot of the evidence. I mean, and I'll say this again. This might be an ugly analogy or an example, but I don't think any one of the members on our team, even if they got pissed off at me and said, I think Barry's an arrogant asshole, and I think Barry's letting this go to his head, Not one of them could say I'm a hoaxer, though.
No.
Not one of them.
Nope.
In their heart, because they know the relationship, and so anyway, I got to make that point, Bill, that this just ain't another Bigfoot group that one day decided that maybe we'll get 20,000 members. I don't know that I care less about that, but that's not important to me.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I say about my group. I don't care about the numbers. I'm not here for the notoriety. I'm here to learn and learn from others and share my knowledge.
Hi.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
That I'm here to learn and share my knowledge that I learned.
Yeah.
And that's why I get people like you on, so I can learn more and understand more, and help other ones understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, if I could dive in, and I think growing up, people always want to learn, right? We're all willing to learn, at least I hope,
Well, there's a few that just wants notoriety and fame and fortune, but we don't count them.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I guess my tribe, one of our beliefs is that we hold them in high esteem. We treat them with respect. And
right.
I heard you say that. So what I'm telling you is if you're listening tonight and you want to learn something from me, that the Omaha people from Nebraska, the Omaha tribe of Nebraska, I grew up with learning that we respect them, and if you take anything away from my talk tonight, it's the respect factor that we've got knuckleheads on the reservation, but I'll say this though, that one of the very teachings is that we respect them. And so that's a key point I want to make tonight.
Well, that's something about our First Nation people.
Right.
They teach respect to the land, to the animals, to the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know, the air, the clouds, the rain, everything.
Yeah.
Show respect.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. You know, with the respect, and you get more knowledge.
Yeah.
From them, even.
Yeah.
And I believe some people say if you see one, you've been marked so you can. I don't always buy into that. I buy into the vibration you're giving off. Okay. If you're giving off a good vibration that you're not there to do harm or destroy or whatever, I think that helps in your sightings and that.
Bill, here's a little bit of our language, and I always like to share this with people. When we go into, one of our hot spots, the greeting goes, it sounds like this, and I'm just speaking my language. Aho kage. It's aho kage. Anku ge gashka jiton. What I said was, then I'll add in there. I'll say, ahi sabe ati. So what I said is, hello, my friend. We mean you no harm. We come in peace. And this is Blackwing. That's my Indian name. So you talk about 15 years of them hearing that,
Yeah.
Believe me, I know they hear me. I know they understand that too.
Yep.
That's that unique advantage now. My people have coexisted with them for who knows how long,
Thousands and thousands.
Yeah. And, let's speculate, what happened to that relationship? Well, you ever heard of colonization, the white man coming? So, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you're not going to get an argument out of me on that one.
Yeah.
At all. Well, when we talked the other day on the phone, you know where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
And no, I'm sorry, you're right. The white men are evil. I don't care.
Yeah.
Straight
up. I
up.
hope I didn't offend Tommy or anybody out there now.
Yeah. I don't think Tommy goes, that's probably why they don't like him. And Ryan goes, that is why I fell in love with the First Nation people right there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Tommy says he's good. You didn't offend him. But, the thing is, if you don't show the respect to the land, which is their home, you're not going to get the respect back. And you going in saying what you say helps 110%. I'll tell you why I believe that. My one research area that I always go in, I always announce myself. I'm here. I come to be with you. Please show me something new today that I can learn from you. I'm here to learn. That one day I go in there. I had a lot on my mind. I'm not thinking. I grab my backpack, my walking stick. I'm going down the trail. I get to almost where I go to turn in. And this is a big brushy area before the wood line. The loudest damn tree knock I ever heard was right beside me, it sounded like. And it startled me really good. I'm jumping, whoa. I'm looking around like, where'd this sound coming from? There's no trees right here. Yeah, Tommy, thank God not make them run. Me coming in. Thanks, Tommy. Love you too, brother. But I apologized right away. Say, I'm sorry, I had a lot on my mind. I should have told you it was me. I know you know it was me, but I didn't say nothing to you. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm going into my same spot to sit. And so I did. I went on in, down across the gully, on in through the woods to my one area. I sit and listen and watch. Not one chipmunk, not one squirrel, not one bird, nothing. Nothing was moving or making a sound. I sat there for a little over an hour. And I'm like, wow, I really ticked them off. They got everyone startled away from here. I get up, I walk out, I get back out to the trail. That's when I start seeing some birds and start hearing them. After I got out of there, I do believe I upset them by not saying I was there.
Yeah.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
Did you think that's possible?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pretty, we're pretty disciplined about that,
Right. Believe me, since then, I let them know. I let them know, no matter where I go in at.
Yeah.
I let them know. And with the mind speak, there's times I'm not saying things out loud. It's all in my head. I do tell him when I'm leaving, Tommy. I do. He goes, you should tell him when you leave. I do. I say, all right, I'm out of here. You guys have a great time. Be safe. And I leave. My friend Sandy, she just got here a minute ago, but she said she's watching Expedition X and they're hunting for Sasquatch. They're talking about Bigfoot whistling. Have you ever heard of Bigfoot whistle?
Now, I assume she's asking me that, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad she asked that because I had a lady and her guy friend. They weren't married or anything. They came down to Squatch with me and it was almost, boy, I would say at least 70, 80 yards into the dark timber. And we were out there about 10:30 and I was explaining some of the safety measures and, just basically running down the rules of what we do. And it was the most smoothest, clearest whistle I have ever heard. And actually, I had named him the Whistler. So yes, I heard that. My guest got scared. He had all his commando gear on, and he was playing the role like he was a brave, tough guy. And when he heard that whistle, he stood behind me, with his lady friend companion, and so it's kind of like that saying. I don't know what boxer said it, but he said, "Everybody's a tough guy till they get punched in the mouth," right?
Yep. I'm trying to think what boxer said that.
Was that Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I think it is. You get punched in the mouth by Mike Tyson, you're lucky to be walking. Yep, Tommy Cooper said Tyson. Yep.
So yeah, I'm very. I haven't heard him in a while, but if you go on my page, I do some short stories about those experiences and that was interesting because I've had people who can do it with their hand in their mouth, and they couldn't come close to how perfect that was.
Yeah,
how it projected towards us, everything, just the beauty of it, Now,
my friend Sparky's out there. Sparky, did you hear a whistle out there when you've been out? Kingston's here. He said he's here.
Oh, all right. Hey, brother.
But yeah, now Sparky's had a tree thrown at him. Even.
Yeah. That's
Sparky
awesome.
says that at our area, and plus in Ohio, he's had that whistles at him. I enjoy going out with Sparky because he thinks the same way I do. And we research the same way. And he's a hell of a researcher, too.
Yeah.
Sandy wants to know, is that whistle a type of communication?
I asked about that, and I think one elder told me that they're don't always read into everything they do. She said, and she did. She said a lot of times, they like to play games too.
Yes.
Mess with you a little bit, and even try and scare you, So I think we all know that. So I think unless you can really get in depth with your research, I don't try to read into it until there's a real pattern going on,
Yes, that's exactly right. The pattern means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people try to say, "Oh, that," and I hate calling this. I just call it chatter. They call it the samurai chatter.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. I believe they are communicating amongst themselves, and it's stuff they understand. I've had people tell me they've heard them mention words. They can hear them. Maybe they are mocking some of our words. Do they understand them? I don't know. What do you think?
Do I think they what now?
They understand our language when we're talking to them, and they try to repeat it back.
Well, I don't know if they try and repeat it back, but I know for a fact they understand what we're doing, and what we're saying, especially my native language.
Cool, and I believe that part. And Josh Hensley says he's heard him whistle, and he has used whistling for one to come closer. I don't know if they did or didn't, but he did say that. And Ryan he's still not picking on me yet, so that's a good thing. He goes, I should think they understand tone as well. Yeah, the tone of your voice, and I think so too. If you go in with a peaceful tone, they can understand that. If you go on with an aggressive tone, I think that'll work to your disadvantage. What do you think?
Oh yeah. I've had, plenty of experiences where sometimes I don't think they liked people that were with me because maybe their hearts were in the right place or they had drugs and alcohol on them.
Yeah, exactly. And Tommy thinks they're way more intelligent than us.
I'd agree with that.
And Kingston goes, he knows they know intentions as soon as you get close.
Yeah.
You know what, Kingston? You're 110% right. They can tell your intention. I can tell people's intentions when they're getting close and their actions, the way they move. So I know the Sasquatches do watch body movement, they do understand a lot of that. And I'm kind of with Tommy that they're a lot more intelligent than us for the way they've been avoiding humans. And Brian says he's torn between intelligence. He thinks it's more instinct than intelligence. Are they smart? Absolutely. The other thing is, I say the smartness comes. I believe they're more wood smarts than city smarts. If you know what I mean there, Barry.
Yeah.
Okay. You can be raised up on the streets of New York City. You get out in the woods, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And they grew up in the woods. And of course, well, most of them, it's Arizona, so there's not that much woods. So I believe that's where they gain more intelligence than us. Am I wrong thinking that way?
No, I think you're right on.
I did. Oh, what happened there? Boom. Casey says he'd love to sing songs to him when he's out with you.
Oh yeah, my brother's a good singer.
Yeah,
he sings native songs.
I'm definitely coming out just to hear him sing, let alone go squatching.
There you go, man.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. Along the rim, there is a lot of wilderness there in Arizona. But yes, I'm dogging Arizona because the way you were dogging me. Poor Grip been missing us. His phone's been acting. Wait a minute. What is this one? If you use whistling for a dog, it makes him mad. I've used whistling ever since I began research. That's Josh. It makes him mad. Maybe the one. Now, let me go retract a little bit. Most of the ones you're saying are very peaceful. Now, the more aggressive ones, what kind of reasoning behind that?
Now you're addressing that question to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Repeat that again, because I don't know if you're talking to your friends or
No, to you.
Okay.
Now, a lot of the ones you were talking about are very peaceful. The more aggressive ones, why do you think they were that way?
I have, and my best examples are Kingston and my brother Derek. I think when we started, we were doing the classic mistake of hitting on trees, hollering, putting 2x4s, clapping. We used to do all that traditional stuff, and just one day, and along with my grandma, that was the home run. I personally, individually felt like that didn't feel good to me. When we were out there, it didn't feel right. And,
Yes.
And so through inspiration, through prayer, through being humble in our approach, the answers came to us. And that was it. It had to be about respect again. In the way we treated them, whether it was through prayer. I truly believe that respect was important, but prayer was probably the best thing we ever did.
Right. I kind of agree with you. And Kingston, I like your answers. The aggressive ones have red eyes. They protect their family out there. And one thing I learned as a hunter, you don't look at a predator in the eyes. You don't stare them down. And when I saw mine, I did not stare in the eyes, so I can't tell you what color eyes. I didn't even look at the eyes. I saw the face. I'm bringing my head down, looking from from here down, and I could see the body and everything. So I don't know about the colors of eyes. I can't say anything about that. So red eyes, yeah, they could be protectors, but why were their eyes glowing red? Is there pigmentation in it or what? I'm trying to figure that one out. Because not everyone has the same saying about the eye colors. Now, what color eyes have you seen?
No, that's directed at me, right, Bill?
Yes. I'm not talking to the group.
Okay.
I'll throw stuff up there for them from them saying.
In a hot spot we call Hard Knocks, which would be my brother's land. That's probably where I seen, the red eyes,
Yeah.
And again, I could speculate and spend a lot of time trying to do research just on when I seen the red eyes, but that would get boring after a while, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not denying any of it. I think red kind of symbolically, tells us that red is hot. Maybe you're mad but I to this day, I quit trying to understand all that. You got to understand, Bill, that I've had juveniles come up to me 4 feet from me.
Whoa.
I've had Stevie Wonder, who's a 9 foot, just tan, just almost a handsome Bigfoot. I mean, and I mean that.
Yeah.
Him and I went face to face. He was doing the figure 8 towards me, and so I've been blessed that way. That's what I call it. I've been blessed, and
I'll say.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. The first image we showed, that was a 40-minute encounter.
Right.
Of just face to face. Huh? I think baby's got it. Get it. So,
but yeah, but you're right. About the eye colors and that. Even I said I was seeing red because I was so mad. But that's a figment of speech too.
Yeah.
But, Tommy Cooper wants to know any particular plant that they seem to like in your area.
I didn't hear you.
Any particular plants that they seem to like to eat?
Let me see. I can't recall that. No, I don't know that I know that.
Right.
Yeah. Good question, though. Good question.
Yeah. Now, with tree structures, give me your take on them.
Unless I was looking through my thermal one time, and I thought, I have no luck just holding it outside the car and just filming, thermoing the area.
Right.
Unless, I suppose you get lucky once in a while, but so I put it through my rear view mirror, right? The one next to you on the passenger door.
Yes.
And I have to tell this, and this is kind of related. It makes sense to me. Hi, baby. Thank you. So I was looking through the mirror on the side of the passenger side where I'm sitting, and it was taking me back along this tree line. And I thought, well, I'm gonna try this because maybe they're not seeing me just holding it out, and
Right.
so I was trying to disguise a little bit. And it wasn't something magical, but I swear to God that there was a alpha male, and he was a huge guy right here.
Okay.
And there was three juveniles, and he was standing on the end of our outside toward the field, kind of watching over them. And I thought, no way, I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. And so I just kept filming. And those three were actually like monkeys crawling, playing a game. So they would go to the edge till they got to the adult, then they would jump down. And based on, it had to be at least 8 feet high, maybe higher. I had to have been at least 70, 80 yards from them.
Right.
But I could see them. And so what does that got to do with your question? Well, my brother Richard Soule, who's an expert on them, and look him up, Knox Gingas. He's our tree guy. He's our expert. But I think it's kind of a plaything for them, because like I said, I unless somebody does the research, I think they're markers for some reason. I also believe that it's something they just do.
Right.
When I had my 40-minute encounter, he walked away and he stood under an X. So if trees are like this, he was right under here. He was right under here, just kneeling like a coach does on the sideline. So the trees are very have some significance, and I think obviously they can hide. So there's some interesting things,
Right. I believe they use them as some sort of markers. But I can debunk a lot of tree structures. I really can, for being natural, whatever.
Yeah.
But now, Kingston says he's seen a lot of tree structures by his grandpa's house that was so big and stunk so bad that him and you went out and checked it out and got pictures of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the pictures.
Yeah.
So if you can send them to me at one time, I'd like to check them out. And Sandy mentioned this. He mentioned the alpha. Do they have a hierarchy amongst their groups?
Absolutely. You'll find that ours, what we've learned is they travel as families. They're different colors. There's 5 different colors. There is a dad, if you want to call him alpha, dad, whatever, there is a dad. And in fact, my brother in Kingston there, they filmed a little family coming toward them in the creek area, and he made this motion on the thermal. When they started to get closer to my brother Derek and my brother Elvie, the juveniles were further apart as they were walking in threes.
Okay.
They were further apart from the taller male, alpha male, if you want to call him. And then he did this motion. He put his hand over his head, and we watched it. And then when he did that, after he did that, they joined side by side, like, "Hey, humans ahead, so get close to me."
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So they had a hand gesture, and so that was pretty cool. We got that on thermal.
That's cool. And Kingston said about the 12-foot one, you guys came face to face with it. I would have pooped my pants. No lie.
Yeah.
That 15 feet away from that 7-footer almost made me poop my pants.
Yeah.
Wow. Honest to God, that'd make me poop my pants.
Oh man.
Yeah. I just can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. That just totally freaks me out. It's just like, whoa. But anyhow, it's 8 o'clock my time, 8:01. Barry, we're going to have to schedule when you're off so we can do a 2-hour one. Because you got so much more to tell us. Kingston, I believe that is a true story. But like I said, I would have pooped my pants. Jesus. I was 15 feet away from that 7-footer. That was close enough for me. 12-footer, I might have had a heart attack and died. But yeah, we gotta plan something where we can do another one of these. Sometimes he wanted. I like what Cakes has just said. Sometimes I wanted to run, but just couldn't move. Yeah, I can believe that too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got so much more information I need to get from you. And I know these people are enjoying it. And I do appreciate you coming on and sharing. And I've been looking forward to it. But we'll talk soon.
You bet.
Try to figure out when. I'd definitely like to get you on again and do at least a 2-hour show.
You bet, Bill. And listen, Bill, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. And thank you for having me.
Dude, it's my honor to have you here. Believe me, I'm very honored. And I'm very thankful you did this. And Renee says, Barry's a very knowledgeable, and I love hearing his encounters.
Thank you.
Renee, you're right. You're right. And Grace says, great show. Thank you. My friend Grace Crawford.
Thank you, Grace.
We will do this again, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Barry, like I said, it's my honor.
Yeah.
Let me throw the outro in there.
Hey,
Hang tight, too.
Bill, I'm trying to change the perception of the Bigfoot world, so some of us ain't out of shape, you know?
Hey, just because I've been in the hospital and I'm taking it easy for another month, you got to rub it in on me. God. Oh, but I still got the guns, too. Thank you, Barry. Very, very much, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This has been an Agents of the Unexplained original podcast. Like us on Facebook, subscribe and view on YouTube, and please visit our store link in the bio. Thank you for listening, and remember that paranormal is